Hey everybody, LaMont Weed at Lake August Gardens. Thank you so much for joining. I want to shoot a quick video about ficus trees. I had a question from a viewer who was concerned about their ficus tree dropping a lot of leaves. We know it during the winter months here in our zone. We got to protect some of our plants by bringing them in when we are in danger of frost, which we just had. So many of you have brought plants in, and some of those plants might have been a ficus tree. Ficus trees I love. They provide a lot of dimension to your patio, terrace garden, or indoors. These are trees that are native to Asia and Australia. They're actually, I think, the national tree of Bangkok, so you might want to look that up. But they are beautiful trees. They are not hardy in zone 8. They actually will go down to about 10 degrees. When I lived in Southern California, they grew them outdoors in the ground, and some of them would get as tall as 60 feet. Here in Texas, we usually keep them in pots, but we do drag them out in the spring and summer so that they can take in all that lovely sun and humid weather that we have here, and they enjoy that. I have experienced that them taking direct sun is okay unless it's past 3:30, 4 o'clock. So if you have them in bright morning sun, midday sun, should be fine, and they actually love that. I've had one that just grew by leaps and bounds out in the beating sun in the middle of the day, but shaded in the evening. So make sure that you take care of that. They also are, once established, okay with water. You don't have to water them as much. I know that they can be quite drought resistant once established in the ground. In our pots, we want to make sure that we're watering consistently, but if you miss a few waterings here and there, they'll be okay. The question was about it losing leaves. So when we bring our trees in, typically we want to put them in a bright sunny window. I'm actually facing south now. You can see how bright this is. The windows behind me. I have a lot of the plants that I bring in sitting in these windows so that they can take advantage of about 4 to 5 hours of direct sun. Ficus trees can take the sun rays, direct sun rays, through a window on their leaves where some of your other indoor plants can't and don't even like that. Ficus trees I've experienced are okay getting rays. They actually prefer rays. And you can see that if you bring your tree in, it will lose a lot of leaves because when you move them from one climate to a new climate, they need to acclimate to the new climate, and part of their response is to drop leaves. I typically sweep those leaves up. You can put them in your compost pile, discard them. I typically put them in the base of the pot where they fell, especially if my plant is healthy with no pests or disease. But you can simply expect that it will lose those leaves, but once it acclimates to the new climate, meaning you're not moving it in and out, once it acclimates, it will start to put out new leaves, but it won't put out an abundance of leaves as if it were outside. So just expect that it is finicky and it will drop leaves. This is normal. What you do want to check for is you want to make sure that you're not having it drop leaves to the point that there are no leaves on the stems. And the stems are turning brown and drying out. That usually is a sign that it's not getting enough light and water. If you bring it indoors and you are overwatering it, you will also experience it dropping leaves. However, the leaves will turn yellow first and then drop. So those are a couple of indicators to look for and expect as it relates to your ficus tree. I promise you it is not dying. If you've had it established in the pot that it's in for a year or more, they're pretty resistant to those moves. They will lose leaves, but if you make sure that you're watering consistently, you're evaluating for any type of pest or overwatering, I think your ficus tree will be fine for 45, 60 days. It's about as long as our winter is. We're actually now headed towards the middle of January, and fingers crossed, we won't experience what we experienced last February 17th, which was it Snowmageddon? Snowmageddon? I think is what we called it. So we are moving quickly towards spring, and I know you guys must be as excited as I am. Again, that's a quick tip about your ficus tree and really any other house plants that you bring in. Thank you all for those of you who have subscribed. I am finally shooting videos. I had been committed to shooting videos and sharing the knowledge that I have acquired over the last 30 plus years of gardening. And I'm so happy that I finally took action and sharing what I know with you. And I receive so much from you guys as well when you ask questions or you give me feedback about my video. So thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video.